So welcome back to the Vlanalog. It's still Thursday, September 10th, and there has been a wardrobe change because I'm going to be going to watch the Steelers in public, which is going to be the first time for me. Maybe one other time I did when I had some desperation in order to be able to get the game. I went to a bar, but this is going to be my first time that I'm really voluntarily going out when I could get the game at my own house. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I usually get a little excited during games, so I try to avoid doing that in public if I can possibly help it. But my family likes to go play trivia on Thursday nights, and I think I probably just won't enjoy the game as much. Because I'm not going to be able to hear it. And I'm just going to be sitting there and kind of watching. But this is probably the best time for me to try it out because, to me, it's still baseball season. I'm more interested in the fact that A.J. Burnett is pitching today. It usually takes me a while to get into the swing of football anyway. But when the Pirates in the past 3 years have actually still been competitive during the football season, the first month, I really haven't been as into it. And now with the Steelers signing Michael Vick, hoping to, keep baseball going until November, and then I don't really have to worry about what the Steelers are doing because I just need to have one team really in it. So I will keep you posted as to how this new experiment goes. So I'm back home. We won at trivia, and now I'm able to watch the game privately. I think I behaved pretty well at the restaurant. I didn't have too many outbursts, and the Scobie missed 2 field goals, so there could have been many, many outbursts.
I only remember one.
Yeah. And then I came in at the very end of the second touchdown for New England, so really I missed a lot of the really upsetting points, but yeah, I'm actually more into baseball right now, and I keep looking at the baseball score instead of the football game. I guess that's all for now. I'll keep you posted. So I just took a photo of myself because I still don't know how to work the camera. We've approached the end of the third quarter, and I'm getting a little more into the football game, as you can tell by my crazy hair that I grab at. Also kind of going crazy with the Pirates and the top of the 11th. And there's going to be no sleep for me tonight. What I also told my photo was that I'm very impressed with D'Angelo Williams, and I'm happy to have him a part of the team. Unlike Michael Vick, who I wish he would just go away. Okay. And I take it, Todd, you still have no input of football or baseball? Okay, great. What we're seeing right now in this football game is exactly why the Steelers are down 21-11. Despite the fact that they have way more yards. They can never do anything at the goal line. And they really should have just gotten an offsides call, and instead that was a false start against them, which is totally unfair. And Scobie's about ready to kick, which is very, very, very scary right now. Good. It's good. Okay, to do a little Friday morning quarterbacking and summarizing my thoughts from both the baseball and football games yesterday that were driving me crazy, I figured I would kind of explain some of my thoughts and sort of why I was able to go out in public for the first time and to watch the football game, which is, number one, I'm not really ready for football yet. Typically, it's always a little rough transition for me to go from baseball to football. I hate to see the end of the summer. And football just brings fall and winter, and stuff I'm not really too excited about. So the first couple games I'm never really into. Most recently, in the past 3 years, when the Pirates have actually been good and competitive deep into September and even a little bit in October, I really haven't been into football because my number one sport is baseball, and I would much prefer to watch the Pirates than even the Steelers, even though I love my Steelers. I was very worried too yesterday about Burnett as he was pitching, and how great was that bat signal. I have to say that was one of the most amazing things that came together from the city of Pittsburgh, the mayor and city officials, the Pirates, and the local businesses. I mean, that's really what a sport is all about. It brought all of those things together, and sometimes I feel like football doesn't really have that. I don't know if the team, like if it's just a matter of the Steelers team, just you hear the quarterbacks talk about the receivers and the defense, and they always seem trying to blame everybody else. But baseball is just, from the Zoltan to this whatever this thing is that the Pirates do, is always like very team oriented, and to see the whole city and everybody really into it, that was very exciting. I was worried about Burnett, though, when he gave up 3 runs in the first, but he got it together, and unfortunately, they wound up blowing it in the 13th inning, which was like literally 10 minutes after the Steelers blew their game, so it was a rough time for me last night. I did fall asleep, though, surprisingly. Let's see, the other thing is, I obviously was not very happy with the Steelers signing Michael Vick. I know there's people out there who are going to say, well, you've been happy with Ben, and yeah, I am. Really, I don't know. I guess I like dogs. So the next issue I have with the Steelers and why I'm not quite into them this year is no LeBeau. Dick LeBeau is kind of amazing and the best defensive coordinator that there is, and yet they let him go because I'm guessing they didn't want to keep Troy Polamalu and Ike Taylor, and that was really stupid of them because frankly they could have done what the guys did last night. I mean, it's pretty easy to just let people catch and run down the field constantly, so that was not cool that they let him go, and they haven't really shown that they made the right decision. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then really they were playing New England, and I cannot stand Tom Brady. I cannot stand to look at his face. And obviously to watch him win is really hard for me. So I was kind of hoping that would, something like some karma would come for him, but apparently it didn't. So maybe next week for him, and well, maybe next week for the Steelers. Hopefully they will come around, and I think they have some good things going for them. I mean, the offensive line, very good. I can't believe I actually felt like Ben had time to throw, which he never does. So that was good. And D'Angelo Williams, really good. I think I mentioned that last night. Very impressed with him. And who else? Antonio Brown. Nice to see him. He was doing quite well with his receptions, but Wheaton, kind of butterfingers, and I don't know if I remember seeing Darius Hayward very much. But I think other receivers could stand to, try to hold on to the ball and get open a little bit better. And then I think that's really the pros. Cons, kicking. I mean, I love Scobie because he was a Steeler with an A on my fantasy team. Kicker for a few years, but maybe he's lost something, and the fact that he couldn't do it in Foxborough makes me very worried about Heinz Field, where it's really difficult to kick, and the defense. I don't know. It's an aluminum foil instead of a steel curtain now, so very disappointing. I'm not really sure what they were thinking when they decided to just let everybody go. So hopefully that picks up. So that's pretty much my thoughts on yesterday's football and baseball game. So I hope to see you again soon at the Vlanalog.